We're just 5 minutes away from the start of the 1991 European Cup Winners' Cup final. Awaiting the teams to take to the pitch. Over the past 6 years, occasions such as these haven't really mattered to English football. Well, we've missed them all right, but they've missed us too. 15,000 Manchester United fans with tickets have made their way over by train and boat and plane, and they're helping to provide a really splendid atmosphere here in the Feyenoord Stadium. And just listen to the noise as Manchester United and Barcelona take to the field. A typical Catalan scene, and there the United supporters at the other end. We've got firecrackers, we've had wind, we've had rain here in Rotterdam today, but all that doesn't matter now. What matters is the final of the European Cup Winners' Cup. United really have been splendid ambassadors in pioneering the return of English clubs into Europe, but for the first time on their travels this season they meet a team of genuine European pedigree in Barcelona. This really is the big time. Certainly, Dennis, if United are to win tonight, they're going to have to play a lot better than they did at Wembley against Sheffield Wednesday, or they'll be murdered. That's the feeling here. That is for definite. They will have to play better. And I think that with them having three key players out, I think this is United's best chance to beat Barcelona tonight. But they'll have to play well to do it. The final of the 1991 European Cup Winners' Cup. An English team in the final for the first time for 6 years. Let's join Brian Moore.
Thanks a lot, Elton, and let us first check on the two teams. Manchester United first. Well, manager Alex Ferguson had only one major decision to make after it became clear that Les Sealey would be fit for the first time since that Rumbelows final injury, and Gary Pallister had also shaken off injury. It was in the midfield where Neil Webb has lost out. Mike Phelan is on the right side of midfield. Paul Ince joining Brian Robson at centre midfield. Barcelona already missing goalkeeper Zubizarreta and midfield man Amor, both suspended. Today gave up the fight to get their leading striker Stoichkov fit. The Bulgarian's got a thigh strain that keeps him out. But there's real quality here, not least from the Dutchman Koeman, from the Dane Laudrup, and the player they're calling the best youngster in Spain, the number 7 Guy Kachia. Well, the referee today comes from Sweden, Bo Karlsson, a 41-year-old bank official. He speaks Swedish, of course, and English too, and German, but apparently not Spanish. The substitutes, 5 names, 2 of course can play. No surprises in the United selection at all. And just as the referee is about to blow the whistle, the skies open up again. It's been a really wet day here in Holland. The rain had relented for the last hour or so, but it's back with a vengeance now. And it's a big night, and could be a difficult night for goalkeepers. Here's Les Sealey, the first time he's played in the United first team since that accident in the Rumbelows final against Sheffield Wednesday at Wembley. And there's that left knee, very heavily swollen. It was gashed almost to the bone, you may remember. He had 4 stitches in it there and then, 5 days in hospital, and he's back, and he says, I'm fit to have a go in the biggest night of my life. United then on the trail of their first victory in a final in European competition since that European Cup final of fond memory, 1968 against Benfica at Wembley. 23 years later then, this United side led by Brian Robson, stepping out to write, they hope, a glorious new chapter in the club's history. Appropriate too that Sir Matt Busby, the architect of that 1968 win, is here tonight, now aged 82. Saw him today looking as cheerful and as gentle as ever. United coming slightly as underdogs here tonight. Barcelona wearing the blue strip get the European Cup Winners' Cup final underway. Manchester United in a strip of all white. Fernando on the far side. Koeman, who will have such a big influence through that midfield area. Dennis Irwin. Koeman playing it in again, Pallister away. Eusebio. Kachir on the far side. Number 3 is Alessanco. Koeman again, just splaying those simple balls all around him. And a throw to Manchester United. It's easy to be overawed, of course, by Barcelona's great record and their reputation. Here's McClare tussling with Goycochea. Barcelona's mighty stadium, of course. They have crowds of over 100,000. They've got Johan Cruyff as their manager. But United have got qualities of their own, and here's Lee Sharp. But a Quintus interception there by Nando, providing a corner for Manchester United. So a good promising break there for United. Irwin will take the corner. And if Barcelona are vulnerable, there's the goalkeeper who's never played in the first team before, Busquets, because Zubizarreta is suspended. And he's only about 5'10". Now, this is where the likes of Pallister and Bruce might be really dangerous, but not if Irwin delivers corners like that. There's Clayton Blackmore.
Yes, Brian, that was a great opportunity by Irwin to put the keeper under pressure, and unfortunately it was a very poor call.
Here's Alessanco, the captain, to Nando on the far side. Dispossessed for the moment by Lee Sharp. And the ball out again to Alessanco, who's 35 years old next Sunday. A really experienced player. Baquero. Ronald Koeman, the Dutchman. Again, an accurate ball played right over on the far side. Pallister coming in, losing it again though. Nando getting in for Barcelona, dispossessed by Paul Ince. McClare back there helping out. Sharp trying to get some progress down that left flank. Koeman again. Baquero wanting the ball. Gets it back short. Laudrup. Baquero spreading it wide again. This is Goycochea. Could be a real danger man. The challenge swiftly there by Stephen Bruce. Koeman again. And Salinas on the far side, challenged by Clayton Blackmore. And the ball goes Barcelona's way. Barcelona 9 points clear at the top of the Spanish First Division, already the champions. Goycochea going across to that far side to take the throw. No, it looks as though it's a corner. Now let's see how United defend from this. Ball coming right through here to the number 11, Begiristain. And an offside flag, a free kick to Manchester United.
Yes, well, as you said, Brian, it started to rain again, so it's had a fair bit of rain on it so far today, so it's going to make it nice and skiddy and slippery.
The pitch is not in bad condition, actually. It's a little bit bumpy through the middle, but the rain on it will give a bit of slick to the top and make it very good for a good passing side. Robson trying to get it through to McClare. A swift challenge by Nando. Here's Baquero. He's a really active little man through that midfield. Eusebio hustled there by Sharp, commits the foul, a free kick to Barcelona. Will be taken by Koeman. Here's Michael Laudrup, the Dane. Held up for the moment by Phelan. Laudrup. Looking very comfortable on the ball at the moment, Barcelona. Goycochea. Baquero. Robson couldn't quite get his challenge in, but he was helped out there by Ince. A nice little touch there by McClare. Robson tried to release that quickly for Sharp, and here's Sharp now in full flight. Nando going with him. No foul, goal kick.
Yeah, it's a great ball by Brian Robson. It was pretty clear that Lee Sharp was on his bike and he did have the measure of the fullback. I don't honestly think it was a foul, but you can see what United's plan is from the outset there. Great ball by Brian Robson.
Eusebio finding Goycochea. Alessanco. Fernando. To Salinas. An unfair challenge again by Robson. Time on Eusebio. And a free kick which Koeman will take. Driven towards Mike Phelan, just glanced off the top of his head and fell invitingly here for Kachia. Shadowed by Irwin. Bruce stabbing it away to Irwin. And no corner given. It was touch and go that, and the Barcelona fans adjacent to that line shouting that they should have been a corner.
Well, it wasn't the Esmeralda Barcelona supporters are, but I think he did actually keep it in, didn't he?
Phelan, there's McClare, here's Hughes, a former Barcelona player. Clayton Blackmore just a little bit back on his heels there. And a throw to Barcelona, and United not yet really in their stride, and in these opening moments Barcelona looking the more comfortable team. Here's Nando. Alessanco. Up to Laudrup. Little touch there to Baquero. Ferre. Alessanco. Baquero, swift challenge and he outwitted Ince there, but Robson was in quickly, no foul, finds Sharp, Sharp getting away. Eusebio had a little niggle at him, he tried another little niggle at him, but Sharp's got away from him again, now faced by Nando. Nando timing that little challenge well. Eusebio bringing it away now for Barcelona, but Sharp's after him. Tackling will be tough here tonight. Johan Cruyff was quoted yesterday as saying that you have to push the referees to the limit in these sort of games with your tackling and your attitude and your tactics. So Mr. Karlsson from Sweden can expect quite a difficult and demanding night. Hughes with a little touch for Irwin. Up to McClare. Back to Irwin, who's never scored for Manchester United. Nando shepherding the ball back to goalkeeper Busquets. And he'll throw out, releasing Eusebio. Laudrup.
Well, so far the old referee seems to be favouring Barcelona with the free kicks.
Another one for them, which Nando will take. Ferre, who they thought might be marking Lee Sharp, but that job's gone to Nando. Baquero again. Nando knocking it forward to Salinas, and Blackmore getting it back quite comfortably to Lesili. Time a European club competition has been seen live on television by over 100 countries. Bruce, so a big audience here to watch Manchester United's performance tonight. Hughes. Pallister. Here's McClare. A little flick by him. Can Sharp reach this one though? Nando was always in pole position. And a little throw out to Ronald Koeman. Alessanco. Good play here by Pallister. It was so important that he regained his fitness after that little injury niggle against Crystal Palace last weekend. Koeman getting it back. Koeman. Eusebio. Salinas. 10 minutes of this Winners' Cup final has gone. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0. Bruce almost losing out there for a moment. There's Pallister. That's a good ball by Pallister. Now McClare, and a real chance for Manchester United. Oh, and he's knocked it over. That was a glorious opportunity, and Brian McClare, who scored in every round. What a good pass by Pallister. And it looked odds on here that something might happen for United, and well, that was the final result.
I'm afraid that's the sort of chance that you actually dream about getting in the first 10 minutes of a game.
And you need to take, Jimmy,
You need to take it, Brian. You're quite right. And Brian McClare is the type of man you would favour in that sort of position. Really made a pig's ear of the situation. One has to say that. Unfortunately, that was a great opportunity for Manchester to take the lead.
Alessanko up to Kerman, who suddenly sprung up amongst the front runners. It was such a good ball from Pallister.
It was a great ball from Gary Pallister, and it proves one thing, that you can actually break down the defence. I mean, it was a long ball. It wasn't tight at all. He had plenty of room. He took the ball on, and he didn't steady himself at all.
Well, here's McClare again in possession. And this time Busquets out quickly as Hughes went in to challenge. Pallister's header always hit that straight to Bescuritan.
Yeah, I think a lot depends on how the Pallister Stevie Bruce partnership is going to perform here tonight, because they are quick in the middle of the park, they are quick at coming forward, and a lot depends on those two at the back and their pairing and how they work it out between.
Of course, they've been very solid, Jimmy, all season.
They have indeed, yeah.
Alessanko playing it forward again, Steve Bruce meeting it well for Manchester United, Koeman there for Barcelona. Sealy's clearance. Imponderable is United's form has been so up and down. Are they going to perform tonight as they did on that famous night against Arsenal in the Rumbelows when they won 6-2, when really they were untouchable that night? Or will they perform as they did against Sheffield Wednesday? Well, though Wednesday played in the Rumbelows final when they really didn't do themselves justice. And if they play like that, it's going to be all up with them.
They've settled down now, United. It has taken them a little while, but they seem to be getting into the game now.
Robson finding Sharp, and Robson just caught offside there. Flag was up, there wasn't much doubt about it. And Gary Lineker was saying to me last week that if United really go for them, they've got a great chance here tonight, but if they do sit back, then Barcelona might well skin them. Seems to be a good, positive performance by United here. Well, Pallister missed out there, but there was support for him from Bruce and from Clayton Blackmore.
Well, there's not much point in sitting back, really. It's a one-off, it's a final. You've got to go for it. You may as well go to win. That's what it's all about.
Gary, of course, who was in the Barcelona side when they last won in Europe in 1989. Here's Lau. Salinas has made a break, so too has Baguero. Here's Goycochea stabbing the simple ball to Kerman. Salinas just hold him at bay. And there was an offside against Salinas. A free kick to Manchester United. Barcelona, in fact, who lost to the bottom side in the Spanish league, 4-0 to Cadiz. There's Johan Cruyff, their manager.
Yeah, I think what we've got to realise is that we keep talking about Barcelona, but they are human. They're not unbeatable. We tend to always praise these sides to the hilt and not look at our own team and say how good they are. And one would hope that the players have looked at the situation and have said we're as good as Barcelona, if not better, and we can go and win it.
There's Pallister. Now Clayton Blackmore. Now Hughes chasing, but that's easy for the keeper. Yes, you may depend. They've had a few uncertain nights worrying about Lee Sharp and worrying about Mark Hughes and worrying about the influence of Robson. Nando. Still goalless here in Rotterdam between Manchester United and Barcelona. Blackmore given away there. Suddenly Gurkacier's popped up on the other flank. Irwin's header, a simple one there for Phelan. In for McClare. Irwin. Hughes caught offside. Hughes is basically playing a lone role up front with the men springing forward from the midfield. McClare, Sharp, Phelan. Eusebio, Baquero. Alessanco, given away to Robson, now to Ince. One of those driving runs of Paul Ince. And the pace now of Lee Sharp. Nando's gone with him. Koeman. Coolness itself, Ronald Koeman. A foul on Eusebio. By Paul Ince, a free kick.
I think there was coolness itself there, but Lee Sharp didn't have any support. He was on his own, and I think if they're going to have to utilise his abilities, they've got to get somebody up there as soon as he gets the ball to support him. There were 3 Barcelona players around him and not one Manchester United player.
Here's Alessanco now for Barcelona. Alistair again. Robson. Ince hustled out of it by Eusebio. Koeman playing it to Baquero. Tangling there with Phelan. Now they're bringing Michael Laudrup into it. He's always dangerous coming in from this left-hand angle. 26-year-old Danish international, twice Denmark's Footballer of the Year. Well wide with that shot, though.
I think it's fair to say that he's looked the most dangerous player on the park at the moment, and the player most likely to do something.
Well, he was formerly with Juventus. He's won over 60 caps now for his country. Was that his career had gone a little bit on the back burner, though, Jimmy, but it needs maybe a night like this to get it sparking again. Well, he was beaten to the ball there by Dennis Irwin.
Well, he's not very badly, is he, at the moment?
And there by Phelan. Ferre with the throw for Barcelona. Only 20 years old.
Well, since we praised him, he's gone and made a couple of bad balls. You better start praising everybody else.
Eusebio, cut out well by Blackmore. Here's Sharp now. Blackmore going on ahead of him, getting a bit of support there, but it was a casual ball that Sharp played forward there. And here's Eusebio, breaking now for Barcelona. Salinas through the middle. Sealy will get there first.
He looks big and evil. That's Salinas, doesn't he?
He's a big, strong, awkward striker who's been their top scorer, Jimmy, for the last 2 seasons. He took over when Gary Lineker left.
I should think he's scared a few in his time, looking at him.
He's a big lad.
He is, isn't he?
A free kick again to Barcelona. The foul that time by Mark Hughes. Back to Kirk. Laudrup. Koeman springing it wide there, curling it into the path of Nando. Forward again to Salinas. And played in quickly. Bruce will need to cut this one out and does it very effectively. Finds Sharp. Sharp brought down there by Eusebio. Free kick to United. Robson. Lifting it to Hughes. We've not seen anything yet of Mark Hughes. He hasn't been able to show yet what he's worth. And the incentive is so great for him tonight because he had a pretty unhappy time when he was at Barcelona that couple of years or so. He scored just about 6 goals in some 35 games while he was a Barcelona player. He didn't really see the best of him. Bruce mistiming his challenge a little bit there, but the ball running loose for him. 20 minutes gone. And a free kick now to Manchester United. Bruce with the kick. And Hughes caught well offside.
Yes, I think Mark's got to get it together a little bit there. He keeps just running into offside positions, which for an experienced player you would have thought he would have sussed out by now.
Alasenko getting it back. Pallister came off Bakero, fell for Lee Sharp. This is the 24-year-old Nando. And away come United. McClare with a lot of room now to move in. Owen's made a good break for him, and he's quick, but Laudrup's gone with him. And that'll be a corner, surely, for Manchester United. No, they claim that it came off Irwin. Well, the referee has changed his mind because the linesman's insisting that it is a corner for Manchester United.
I don't think there was any doubt about it. It was definitely a corner kick.
Well, now what we need is a better one than we had just a few moments ago. Because Pallister's up there. Bruce is up there somewhere. Also, it's aimed towards Pallister. Won it in the air, but won it unfairly, apparently.
It still wasn't the best corner kick in the world. I'd like to see somebody swing it in and really test this goalkeeper.
They're the two big men who will test the goalkeeper in the air.
That's right.
Bruce
Get it under that crossbar and give the keeper one up. You know, let's see what he's made of.
So it's Manchester United 0, Barcelona 0, with halfway mark having been reached in the first half here in Rotterdam. Nando getting it forward. Curious header there by Paul Ince. Bruce. Owen gets it away. Let's have a quick word from Dennis Law. Halfway through the first half, Dennis, your impressions?
I think that Manchester United have done extremely well. Barcelona got off to a good start in the opening minutes of the game, but considering that we think Barcelona is such a great side, I, at the moment, cannot see any danger at all for United if United play. And I think they've done extremely well. Should have taken the lead when McClare was straight through and the ball bobbled up a little bit. But I think United have done well. They've reduced Barcelona to just one shot.
Thank you, Dennis. Well, another throw for United.
Well, Dennis is quite right, but I still say the lawman would have buried that ball in the back of the net.
Well, Owen with the throw. McClare. Owen. McClare having his shirt tucked off him there by Ferre. And the referee running across to give the free kick. This is Carlos Busquets, just 23 years old, remember, has never played in the first team until tonight. Irwin with the kick now for Manchester United. Let's see if they can make this one count. The big men are up there again. Robson's in there too. Bruce is very deep on this one, and Pallister's in there too, and it almost came for Hughes. And you just got a glimpse there what we were talking about, because that was almost a clear header there for Gary Pallister.
It was a good effort, actually. It was a clear header, and he got his head to it, and it was well directed, and it actually just hit a Barcelona player. It was an extremely good header. Might have been a little bit fortunate there, Barcelona.
Well, here's
the big man got up well.
Alasenko. Salinas. Shrugging off both Pallister and Robson. Bakero out to Nando. Savio. Bakero. Little header in there, well watched and cleared by Robson, helped by Paul Ince. Inside last minute in the 1983-84 Cup Winners' Cup when Barcelona won 2-0 in Barcelona. But United had the better of it with a thrilling 3-0 victory at Old Trafford. But 0-0 here tonight in Rotterdam. Playing it in, Ince getting low to get it away. The ball bobbled onto McClare's hand, but the referee quite right not to penalise him for that. Here's McClare again, chesting it down for Hughes, and Hughes almost got the ball through again for McClare. Little Eusebio in the middle of the field once again. A good balance in that midfield of Barcelona with Eusebio, Koeman, who's on the ball at the moment, stopped by Robson. I
think, though, looking at United, nobody is picking up McClare when he goes on these forward runs, and if he continues to do so, he can create havoc.
Salinas plays it short. They try to get the ball out to Laudrup. Irwin getting it away quite comfortably, almost casually there to Mike Phelan. Laudrup coming back. Ferre. Laudrup. Salinas is the target man in there, and falls for Leslie. Timing was good actually, and little Baquero had made an excellent run. Here he is, he'd made an excellent run from that midfield, and the slightest mistake by Sealy, and that could have been trouble. Robson's header. Here's McClare, little touch by Ince. Played on again now for Phelan. Needs a good cross. Hughes is waiting for it in the middle. Shots in there too. And the keeper, good handling. And a good throw out that sets Eusebio free. Here's Koeman. To Laudrup. To Koeman. Not forward again towards Eusebio. Baquero getting in now. And across the face of that goal, that might have gone anywhere. Baquero trying to keep it going for Barcelona, and in the end United pull themselves together in defence. Up towards Hughes. It's Alasenko's header, and not a very good one. In goes McClare. Challenged hard in the air by Ferre. Nando. Alasenko. Alasenko, who looks very slow, but his positional play, I must say, is absolutely first class. Robson, middle class, knocked out there by Baquero. Koeman to Alasenko. Fernando. Coming up to the half-hour mark in this Cup Winners' Cup final of 1991 in Rotterdam. Manchester United 0, Barcelona 0. And here's Ferre. Little touch forward there. Again, Salinas caught a little bit back on his heels there.
Just seen a couple of minutes of good play by Manchester United, really, because Barcelona, although they've had possession of the ball, haven't been able to do a single thing with it, which means that Manchester United are covering every space and every conceivable position on the field. Some good play, that.
Barcelona's throw. Eusebio with it. Sharp. Getting it back to Pallister. Knocked forward again to Ince. Little touch now for Robson. Well, they weren't on the same wavelength, and in any case, Mike Phelan here had strayed into an offside position. Barcelona player said to be on a bonus of £25,000 a man to win here tonight. And I think the world has gone mad. Cruyff is said to be on a bonus of £130,000 if they win.
That's more than Gary Newbon's expenses, isn't it?
And Manchester United, for their part, on £5,000 a man, it is reported. Bruce getting it through to McClare. It's a real slippery top out there. Once or twice they're finding it hard to keep their feet. Here's Phelan. Robson had to be sure because Salinas was lurking.
The game's died a bit. Neither crowd are really shouting at the moment, but I would think there's more Manchester United supporters in the ground than there are Barcelona to cheer at the moment.
Good work by Ince for Hughes. Sharp has made a little break, and the ball just kept away from the corner by Ferre.
What would you say, 2-1 in Manchester United's favour?
Certainly seem to be more United fans than Barcelona.
A lot more, Brian, yeah. They're certainly making more noise as well.
Irwin's throw. No, kept in play. Comes for Robson. Crossed in by him. Keeper's ball. Up to Bakero. Back to Nando. Balasenko. Don't think we'll find him straying too far forward. Cut out by Robson. McClare letting it run, gets past Koeman, Sharp, and look at the keeper right out there. Oh, that'll do his morale the world of good.
He did very well there, did Mr. Biscuit, because Sharp was definitely onto that. That was very well read by the keeper. There's Les kicking it forward.
Ince with a header. McClare trying to get Sharp going down that flank again. Robson outwitted there by Eusebio, and the break is on, and Kachia might get there before Pallister. The throw given to Barcelona. Kachia taking it quickly, and a goal kick. Johan Cruyff in the raincoat there. Had a heart bypass operation, remember, back in February. 42 days later, there he was, back at work as manager of one of the most demanding clubs in the world. And here he was in Rotterdam last night, peppering the goalkeeper with crosses. It says an awful lot for modern heart surgery, I must say, and he looks extremely well on it, Johan. In fact, he used to smoke 40 cigarettes a day. He's now given that up, and in fact, just this last week has completed a commercial in the anti-smoking drive. Here's Hughes, and that's a corner. Came off Alessanco.
Right, let's see what can happen here, because at the moment, both sides, really, their crossing has let them down rather badly. Very few's been pinpointed. Let's see what Irwin can do with this corner.
Well, let's see what Irwin can do, indeed. And Pallister and Bruce are in there again. Will come now maybe for Clayton Blackmore, but Clayton would have preferred that, I think, on the right foot. He scored a couple of stunning goals in this European campaign, one against Pecski Munkash of Hungary in the first round, and then that blistering free kick, if you remember, in Montpellier in, what was that, the quarter-final, I think. Koeman gets it back. Alessanco. Stein, here he is again. Koeman. Alessanco. It was Sharp. Nando, he came off Hughes. A throw to Barcelona. A free kick. Foul that time by Pallister on Salinas. Pallister with his arms around the Spanish striker. It gives a free kick, and Koeman is a fantastic free kick exponent. He's so dangerous from any sort of range, from about 30 yards in. And here he is, the Dutchman, lining up this free kick. I just hope the wall of Manchester United is properly lined up, and I'm sure Liz Seeley behind it will be alert. Salinas is in there, Alessanko's in there too. It was Clayton Blackmore rather acrobatically getting that one away, helped by Robson. Out will come Seeley. But make no mistake, if United concede direct free kicks anywhere around their penalty area, Koeman will be a menace for them.
Yeah, I think fortunately for Koeman, that wasn't really right for a shot. The angle was too fine.
Here's Bruce. Hit long towards Hughes, but Nando with a good header for Barcelona. In goes Paul Ince. Eusebio with the throw. Ince with a header. Blackmore. Hughes. That's the first bit of Mark Hughes we've seen, where he's looked confident and he's held off people and he's played the ball well and found his man. Bruce. Holding it forward again. Here's Hughes again. That's a good ball again for Freeland. Crossed in there. And Ronald Koeman again there for Barcelona. It'll be a throw for Manchester United. That was an excellent Manchester United move, and it could have been so dangerous. But for Koeman. Ince followed out there by Koeman. Now will Freeland get to this one? Yes. Gets it back to Steve Bruce. Little chip by him, that was almost inch perfect, but United now keeping this pressure going as Ince gets it wide there for McClair. McClair then gives it away to Baquero. Nando for Barcelona. Being tracked by Sharp and then confronted by Blackmore, and Blackmore finding McClair. Here's Robson. Pallister. Good ball again by Pallister, releasing Sharp, but Nando's gone with him. Hughes is in the middle if he can outwit Nando. And McClair's in there, and Phelan's in there. That's if the ball ever gets away from there. Well, Sharp, as you can see, almost having his shirt tugged off him again, and the referee quite rightly spotting that. And giving the free kick against Nando.
Did well there, Lee Sharp, because again, nobody supported him.
Here it is. Towards Steve Bruce. Blackmore playing it in again. The flag has stayed down. Pallister and Bruce have stayed up there. It's Pallister in possession now, getting a bit of support from Mike Phelan. Oh, he's given it away, and now Bruce might need to get back quickly. Pallister's out of the running, and if Barcelona make a quick strike, United might just be in trouble. But Alessanko's taking his time. Pallister's getting back, and it's with Nando on the far side. To Salinas.
I don't think that Alessanko can take anything else but his own time, can he? He's a little bit steady there.
He's just back after a month out with a calf muscle injury, Jim.
Looks to have put on a bit of weight as well, Brian.
Here he is, guiding the ball back to Busquets with just about 4 to 5 minutes of the first half remaining. Manchester United 0, Barcelona 0 in this Cup Winners' Cup final here in Rotterdam. Salinas. This could be problems. Laudrup's up there too. Eusebio's joining him. Baquero's in there, but the header away was by Gary Pallister. Doesn't get caught short-handed at the back there, United. This is another good break. Bruce stopping it though, and the ball up with Hughes. Trying to turn Bakero. No foul. It's back with Koeman. Savio trying to get Goycochea in, but Blackmore watching him closely.
Well, you have to be honest. I mean, Barcelona really haven't shown a great deal at all. I mean, Manchester United have been the better side. They've created more chances. They've knocked the ball about better. They've been very static, Barcelona. There's nothing to fear here, I don't think, if United get a bit of conviction in themselves.
Yes, I don't really want to tempt Providence like that, Jimmy, but you do have to say that Barcelona as yet haven't really seriously troubled Les Sealy.
Not at all, Brian. They don't look as though they're likely to either, the way they're playing.
Koeman getting it to Nando. Alasenko. Laudrup. Bakero. Ferre. Bruce backpedaling. And United get it back again to goalkeeper Les Sealy.
Yeah, I think the final analysis of this half is that really United should be going in 1-0 up.
Well, the chance from Brian Leclerc put through quite early in the game with a lovely through ball from Gary Pallister. Outstripped the whole defence, and it bobbled, as Dennis Law was saying, it bobbled just as Leclerc was about to make contact. And with just the goalkeeper to beat, he hit it way over the bar and into the crowd. Here's Alasenko, the skipper of Barcelona. Koeman. Oh, Clayton Blackmore caught in possession there. He gets past Robson as well. Goycochea shot, bobbling rather nastily there in front of Les Sealy. Goycochea.
Mind you, he's looking for a miracle if he wants to score from there, isn't he?
Irwin the long ball. Nando knocking it back to Alasenko, and almost caught by Sharp.
Having talked about the Leclerc miss, I still think that he's the key to United because he does get forward unmarked.
Yes, Hughes. Bundled off the ball unfairly. A free kick for Manchester United. I just wonder whether Clayton Blackmore might try something from this sort of range, or whether he might feel that is a little too far for him. He's advancing towards the free kick, although Robson there looked as though he wanted to get it taken quickly. Blackmore up behind it though. Now can he do a Koeman on Barcelona? 1 minute of the first half left. They say it's a great time to score in any game. So Busquets might get his hands peppered here as Blackmore drives it, but on this occasion quite tamely wide of the wall and wide of the Barcelona goal. It's a really grey, bleak, cold night here in Holland, but as Jimmy Greaves was saying, there's a degree of optimism with the way that Manchester United are playing in this Cup Winners' Cup final against Barcelona, but it's still 0-0. There's an important header that Pallister got in there. And there's another of his headers, but he hits it straight at Begiristan. Half-time whistle here in Rotterdam. Manchester United have had the better of it. They've had a glorious opportunity from Brian Leclerc that went over the top. But the half-time situation here in this Cup Winners' Cup final of 1991, Manchester United 0, Barcelona 0.